Hey guys, my name is Hannah. I'm the Vice President of Global Brigades, and I'm doing this video to do kind of like a brief overview of what we went over on Thursday for those who weren't able to make it. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the attendance policy. It's really important that everyone goes to all the meetings because we have such a small group of people, only like 25 students, and we go over really, really important information, whether it's, fundraising ideas or, when certain, payments are due for the trip. So it's really important that everyone comes. So that's why we kind of fell towards a strict attendance policy. And what that's going to be is that you're only able to miss one day without a legitimate excuse. So that's, you have one excused absence. And the way you can get the absence excused is if you send an email 1 week prior to either Lucas or myself, just, saying why you can't miss the meeting. And we do understand that things come up, but just make sure that you let us know a week prior so we can go ahead and know that you're not going to be there. Another kind of important thing to make sure that you know are that the people that we have so far or had at the last meeting, those people are the final group of people that are going to be going on the trip. We're not adding more people on. So we're kind of stopping recruitment for new people to join in, and what we have now is what we're going to keep until we leave for the trip. So just keep that in mind. So our officer positions, we have 3 new officers. We have our dental officer, Yash Patel. Our financial and treasurer is Danielle Holdner, and then our secretary is Taylor Sweat. So those are 3 officer positions. We have 4 left. So I'm going to kind of go over those quickly. And if you're interested, you need to apply by midnight Sunday when we get back from spring break. And the instructions to apply are on one of the YouTube videos. I think Lucas sent out an email which YouTube video it is. And I think there's only 2, so it shouldn't be hard to figure it out. And really, it's just an essay, and a 1-page essay on like your experience, why you're fit for this position, so we can kind of, figure out who's the best for the officer position. So the 4 that we have left are we have the medications and logistics officers. So they're really in charge of getting the over-the-counter medications, and that's going to involve going out to dental offices or doctor's offices and seeing if they can get donations for these medications. We have a list. There's a list on the website, so if you are interested, you can just send Lucas or I an email if you want to know what the list looks like, and we can easily send it to you. So that's for the medications officer. Then we have the cultural and education chair, and that person, they really need to, they're kind of like their specific job is that they need to speak Spanish, because what they'll be doing is they'll take a little bit of time out of each of our meetings to kind of give us a brief history on Honduras and sort of like the culture, and they'll also be in charge of doing the presentation for the children when we're in Honduras on certain healthy behaviors, like I think one that I saw online was, brushing your teeth and the importance of it. So things like that. So they'll be in charge of coming up with those types of that presentation. We also have the public relations person. We're looking for a spot for that. And so what they'll go out and do is they'll kind of get our name out and what we're doing to, newspapers, maybe even, TV news stations. And so this will help with like recruitment for donation and for money, and also to maybe get if we need like a dentist, or I think we're set on doctors, but I think we still need one more dentist. So that'll kind of just get our name out so people know what we're doing, and they'll be more willing to donate certain offices. And So that person needs to be really, really good people person, so they'll be able to, make us look good and tell people, what we're doing and why it's really important to help with donations. And so the next one is the social affairs and the blogger officer. So they're going to take the videos and the pictures and kind of blog about what we're doing in Honduras. But what they'll also be doing is telling, they can also blog like what we're doing fundraising wise and take pictures. And so those who are donating or the doctors that that are going on the trip aren't able to go to the meetings, they can see what we're doing, and it kind of gives them a more personal feel, so they know where like their money or their medications that they're donating are going to. And it kind of tells our story while we're in Honduras about our time there, and so I think this is a really important officer position. So someone that's really good with like social media and likes to blog and take pictures. So something that we just recently found out is that as long as we get 30 people, which includes the 5 doctors and dentists, that we'll get $750 in scholarship money that will go to either medications or airfare. Like whatever we really need the money to go to. So this is really, really great. I mean, $750 might not seem like a lot, but if we use that towards our brigade box, then that's a lot that we only need $2,500 for it. So whatever we can get, is good. So if we can get those 30 people, which we already had 25 at the last meeting on Thursday. So we just need to make sure that we get those 5 doctors and dentists, and we'll get that $750. So that's really good news. And as far as flights, Lucas looked up some of like the average, the prices for flights there and back to Honduras and back. And it averaged around $750. But he also found, or I think either he found it online, or someone from the main Global Brigades headquarters, they told him that 6 months beforehand it's usually averaged around like $500, which is $500 to $600 range. So that's really, really, really awesome. And if we can get 30 people to commit and book our flights 6 months prior, then it'll be a lot cheaper. So so that's something that we want to try to get going. One thing that you can go ahead and start doing now, if you're not an officer and you don't feel like you're doing much, go out and get your passport, because it's not going to take 9 months to get, but it does take a while. So I would go ahead and start like looking into getting a passport and try to get that together, because it'll save you a lot of hassle if, later on down the road. So go ahead and get that started. And then another thing that we are just going to let everyone know is that there is going to be a conference for, a Global Brigades conference at UNC Chapel Hill. And the officers, I think most of the officers are going to go. And so it's a conference that has Global Brigades from Duke, Carolina, us. So we're all going to come together and talk about what works and what doesn't work, so we can like kind of feed off of each other and figure out how to make this as successful as it can be. So more than likely we'll probably make another video about the things that work and don't work, and what we kind of got from that conference, important things to share with you guys. So be on the lookout for that video. And just to kind of end things, 2 important things to take away from it are: go out and get your passport, and if you're interested in applying for an officer position, make sure you either go through and look at those last 2 videos and the PowerPoint and kind of like the job descriptions, and you apply by Sunday midnight when we get back from spring break. So look into those. And last thing, Our next meeting is going to be the Thursday after we get back from spring break, and then from then on it'll probably just be like monthly meetings. It's not going to be, every 2 weeks like it kind of has been.